So I know it was highly requested to do another 5 products under $5 tag thing. Well, I decided that I wanted to do it in probably like 5 or 6 different categories just so I can give you more than 10 products under $5, even though some of you guys requested that. But this is going to be another one of 5 makeup products under $5 within 5 minutes. And this time I'm going to do face powders, and by face powders I mean blush, bronzer, and highlighter. So there's 5 things that I picked up that I knew I loved, and other ones that I just discovered by doing this video. And the first one I'm just going to mention because it's not really part of the category. It's like it's considered a blush, but it literally applies like a highlighter, so it does look very pigmented and pink, but when you go like this, when I put it on and swatch it, it looks very shimmery and highlighty. So, I mean, I would probably use this as a highlighter, honestly. It just has some pink undertones, but literally you can't see much, actually. I mean, you could still use it as a highlighter, maybe a blush, but I think it's a little too shimmery for my liking for a blush. But that's the first one, and it's the CoverGirl Cheekers, and it's in the color Rose Silk 150, and this retails for $3.50, which I think is such a good deal because you get a decent amount of product, and they're not too pigmented, but blushes you don't really want super pigmented. The next one that is probably the second most pigmented is Maybelline Fit Me in Deep Wine, and I have Deep Rose, I think, or something like that, and this says that it's a new shade, but I think it's pretty old, actually. So that's what it looks like swatched, but when applied, it is very lighter. So it looks a little bit intimidating on the finger, but then on the cheek, it just looks really pretty. And it's just more pigmented than most blushes because I find some drugstore ones to be little too, like, not pigmented enough because it's drugstore, but this is such a good one, and it's $4.99 or $4.50. It's very close to being $5, but it just is underneath it. The next one is the Wet n Wild blushes, and I could not mention these in one of the 5 products under $5 videos, and this is a Berry Shimmer. It's a really pretty pink, and it's super pigmented. It has like these swirls in it, and it's just the Wet n Wild color icon. And these tend to be, out of the ones I showed you, the chalkiest, which is kind of stinks, but they're also the cheapest, and they're the most pigmented. So this is what this one looks like, and this doesn't have shimmer at all, which I think is really nice for blushes, because shimmer I usually just like to have in highlighters. And this one retails for $2.99, so it's such a great deal, but look how pigmented that is compared to the rest. It's definitely the most pigmented, second one, and then the least. That's why I claim that can be a highlighter, because it is very shimmery and kind of like a highlighter. The next is a cult favorite kind of just here on YouTube, and it's the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in 720A Sunny, and this is what it looks like. I'm just going to give another swatch. This one is definitely slightly powdery, but not as much as a Wet n Wild. And I'm just going to put this on my arm here, my wrist. So that's what that one looks like. It gives a nice bronze, but it's definitely not the darkest bronze that I would like to get, but it's also drugstore, and this retails for, I think, $2.99 or $3.99, very affordable, and I really like the color payoff. It's Color Real Mosaic, and this is by NYC, and this is just a face powder, it claims, but it's a bronzer, and it's in All Over Bronzer Glow 724A, and this is what it looks like. I'm just going to swatch the most darkest part just because I really like dark bronzers, just so you can see how dark it can get, and then swatch a little bit of the light part. So I really love the mosaic look to it. So I'm just taking these right here, and I'm going to put it next to the NYC Sunny bronzer. And this one you do have to swirl your hands in a few more times. It's not as pigmented, or you don't get as much color payoff right away as you do from the Sunny one. But that's what it looks like. It looks a little bit deeper, a little bit more muddier kind of. So it might not be too good for pink undertones, but for yellow undertones, these bronzers look fine for me. And that's as buildable as you can make it. So it is a lot darker. And I'm just going to use this part again to see how highlighted you could get. So you can make this a bronzer or a highlighter. So that's what that looks like. So that is it for the face powders. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you later. Bye.